There. This is the first of several videos where I'm going to talk about my upcoming silent retreat, which is happening outside of Asheville, North Carolina at the end of February. And not so much about my retreat and what will happen there. You can read all about that. But really bigger questions like, why would anyone do this? Why in the world would anyone go somewhere and sit in silence for a week? Why? So I'll talk about that in this video. And I'm also going to make videos that speak to other excellent questions I've received. The next one will be about meditation. Do you have to be a meditator? Is meditation even what happens on silent retreat? Such good and important questions. I'll talk about that shortly. And then I'm also going to talk more about my own personal experience in silence and what that feels like it's really done for me. So today in this video, I want to talk about that really good first question of why in the world, why in the heck would anyone do this? Why would you do this? So why would you go sit in mostly silence with a small group of other people? And what's going on? Like what's happening? What are we steeping in? Silence is not the only way to do this, but I think it's an extremely powerful, potent, direct, beautiful way to do this. And this is rediscover, reconnect with, just become redevoted to what never, ever, ever changes. Who you are, what is real and true. What's always there, always been there, always unchanging. So somehow, in the silence, and it's not just silence, because there will be some Q&A and a little, you might hear some words here and there. You might even say some words here and there, but it's predominantly silence. But it's not just the silence. It's in this container of going quiet, going still. There's no problems to solve. You're not checking your phone all the time. You're not handling things at home or in your life. You aren't even asking for anything. You'll be given food. You'll be given a home for a week. You aren't making eye contact with people. You aren't being a me. You aren't bringing all your social norms up in front and center. You aren't talking, saying bless you when someone sneezes, holding the door open. This is an opportunity to just be. And in that just being, it's almost like that sense of silence and stillness and not getting all of our attention out into the world and into all the moving and changing stuff, just letting it be. It reveals to you, it serves you on a silver platter what never ever changes. It becomes so obvious. So, in our everyday life, there's a lot of movement, and there's not only a lot of physical movement, there is a lot of physical movement. There's a lot of mental movement. There's a lot of emotional movement. And that's beautiful. And in a way, though, it doesn't even seem like there's a lot of movement because we're so used to it. There's an impulse that it's acted on. There's all of this just happening and changing and moving and going all the time. And when you are able to simply sit and you're not getting up every time, you have the whim to get up. You aren't, because you don't get up until the bell rings for the most part. You aren't you aren't having a thought like, oh, I should Google that and then Googling it. That's not happening. Something clarifies and something deepens and something is revealed. And I think it's just that sense of being in this still, silent being and watching all the coming and going, because it still occurs. Thoughts still happen, emotions happen, physical body's still doing stuff. But there's just such a different relationship with it. There's the true ability to see it all happen and deeply realize it does not need you. It is not done by you. There is no you in this picture. except as is being created by thought, which you also get to see in a really amazing, beautiful way. You get to watch how this sense of me is drawn and redrawn and then is erased, and it disappears, it goes away, but then it comes back, and then it disappears, and then it comes back. There's something in just steeping in this still, silent peace that makes things so, like, it gives you a front row seat to the production of our everyday life, of you, who you take yourself to be, and all of the issues and worries and problems. Absolutely different sense of like watching that come online. And that's a piece of it, a big piece of it, watching all of that come online, seeing how that goes, but also seeing that it disappears. It goes away. We don't know where it goes. We don't know where it came from, but what remains. And that to me is absolutely the point of prolonged silence, is you have this palpable, clear as can be sense of what never changes. That is, I think, again, this is not the only way to grow in that sense. I feel like everything I'm doing and sharing is helping us grow in that sense, I hope. But this is a very direct and very kind of pronounced way to do it. So powerful, so powerful. So initially, who we are and what never changes is like this kind of faint sense of something that maybe you glimpse every once in a while, for the most part. And in steeping in it and sitting in it and pointing to it, it becomes the most obvious thing around. And that, in my experience anyway, has not changed. If anything, that has deepened since I've been home from silent retreat, which has been almost a year now. So there is just something there that is totally indescribable, that you would not trade for anything in the world once you feel it and sense it. It is home. It is silent. It is peaceful. And that is what we connect with. So that's my best answer for why someone would do something that sounds kind of insane on the surface. Go sit in a week of silence. The week is full of all ups and downs, but so would your week at home be. Life is full of ups and downs. It's really an opportunity to see what doesn't change. So I will be back with more information about what this looks like and whether we meditate and all of that, more on my experience. But if this intrigues you, please reach out if you have any questions. I'd love for you to join us for this really, really powerful experience.